So after having the view of experts, DHL, Bosch, and Argon Consulting, what challenges industry are facing while optimizing supply chain management? Please welcome on stage Guillaume Roux from Argon Consulting, representing Michelin use case. So he has run the project that we have done with Michelin, how to use Sigfox to optimize the supply chain management for tires in shipping containers. Please welcome Guillaume Roux. And my second guest is Emmanuel Flao, who is the CTO of Oscaro, the leading e-commerce platform for automotive spare parts, that will explain you and share with you their experience of Sigfox and how our technology and our proposition help them in their day-to-day life. Guys? Emmanuel, tell us all about, so we are in Germany, the country of the automotive.
So first, many thanks for the invitation in the Sigfox ecosystem. So Oscaro is a B2C company. It means we deliver automotive components to final customer. So it's more or less 15,000 parcels per day. And we have more or less 75% of French cars that have a component bought on Oscaro. So the target for us to use Sigfox tracking possibilities is customer satisfaction, because it's a key issue in e-business. If you manage to have customer satisfaction, you develop your business. So we have a program with Sigfox to have a more accurate position of the tracker, and another program to decrease strongly the cost of real hardware for next year, down to $2 to $3 per hardware solutions, and using algorithm of position to set complex set of data of logistics for final customer.
And it has not been overnight, right? It's a long story between Oscaro and Sigfox with a funded program to experiment on the technical parts.
Yeah. I would say we develop a program together, but we are in the real world. I mean, we go in rural areas. Our customers are not in the town. They are in small villages. And so we have a good vision into the reality of asset tracking for the last kilometer. So we have good accuracy in certain area. We need to improve in other area and to find other strategies. So it go quite well. That's why I'm here.
Happy to have you here. And well, here you spoke about customer satisfaction, because your customer are, well, not my father, but if he was able to do something with a car, it could be. If we move into a more B2B activity, Guillaume, tell us about what has been the journey. What are the key challenges for companies such as Michelin? What type of challenges, what type of issues they wanted to solve while connecting a container? We would have expected that they connect the tire, but they have connected a container. How come?
So Michelin, is it working?
Can you hear, Guillaume?
Is it working?
Yes.
Yes. So Michelin was facing an issue that a lot of big companies are also facing, is having visibilities on their sea freight shipments. Because on sea freight shipments, you need to know that you have sometimes 28 actors, more than 200 interactions. So to get visibility on those flows is crucial, because visibility in supply chain is the key to monitor your inventory, but also to give visibility to your customer. So Michelin wanted to have more visibility on these flows. They implemented a track and trace solution. That means a platform collecting all data from carriers, but the reliability of the data were not satisfactory enough. So we went to them and we proposed them to use an IoT solution to put a tracker inside a container working with Sigfox network, which would enable us to localize the container from end to end, from container loading to container unloading, and then to streamline operational flows, so to reduce lead time, and then on-transit inventory.
And so for both of you, as you have started with, I mean, the journey of discovering Sigfox technology, and let's give a try. With the Michelin case, just share with the audience how it has started.
Yeah, it was really a gamble because if you look at a container, it's a metal box. So putting a tracker inside it and getting the signal from the tracker inside a metal box is not obvious. So at the start, we wanted to know if it would work because of the Faraday cages. So we took some Sensit, which are some goodies.
By the way, you can find Sensit on the Sensit booth if you want to have the same experience. Sorry?
Yes, and we put some adhesive on it, and we also took, how is it called, freezer bag, you know, like where you put your food to, in order to protect the tracker for the container trip. And then we just put it inside the container, and first of all, it worked. So we had signal from the Sensit. And secondly, we saw that the container was not really doing what we expected to do. That means it was not taking the routes that we thought. It was literally living its own life. He went, for instance, we had a journey from France to South Africa. The container was loaded at Le Havre harbor, and then he went to Rotterdam, to Hamburg, and maybe more north, and then came back to Gibraltar 5 weeks later, so Paris to Gibraltar in 5 weeks, and then went to South Africa. So in the end, we could have thought maybe it would have been interesting to go directly from Paris to Gibraltar by truck.
Well, you started I would up to say, with a basic track and trace application, and then you have discovered that this proof of concept, technical evaluation to be sure that it works, turned into a proof of value. What is the value to have a tracker inside a container linked to a shipment of tires?
Yes.
And the value you have discovered after this, it was a 2 months evaluation, was it?
Yes, exactly. We made a business case, of course, and so the main benefits was to reduce lead time at arrival port, and so to reduce on-transit inventory. When you take the example of Michelin, they have more than 100,000 containers per year. So that means a lot of inventory on sea. If you reduce a little bit the lead time from 1 or 2 days, you can gain dozens of millions of euros. So that was the business case.
And what about the estimated time of arrival? Or, I mean, and Emmanuel, I'm sure that in supply chain management, the out-of-stock situation is business critical, that you need to be sure that you've got in stock what is needed, but the stock costs a lot of money. So have you seen using IoT technology in general, Sigfox in particular with the experimentation, benefits with regard to reducing the risk of out of stock or reducing the cost of stock? How do you have experimented that?
No, it was more focused about the capacity to anticipate information towards the customer. In fact, we know if the parcel go later than, for example, 5 p.m. from this warehouse, it will be not possible, so you can anticipate the information to provide. So it's more informations. And then with the device called Diligo we have developed with Sigfox, we have 2 buttons. I'm happy, I'm not happy. It's a kind of happiness tunnel. When you receive our parcels, you push the button, I am happy, we know it arrived. And then, from a psychology point of view, it's very difficult to go back to say, finally, I'm not happy. So in terms of decreasement of after sale issues, it makes sense also for e-business. So this solution is not only for Oscaro. The ambition is to cover much larger for e-business solutions. But when you go not only on logistic, but also to final customer, there is many other issues in terms of psychology that need to be taken into account. It's not only a question of cost, of software, but also psychology.
Yeah, excuse my French, but
and
when
it's
shit
not
happens,
gadget.
you're in the front
What
line.
is very important, it's not a gadget. It's very a service you deliver to, because there is a need. It's not just a gadget or new options to be integrated.
So what you're saying is that, I mean, we were speaking since the beginning of this almost 1 hour that it's about efficiency, cost reduction, but what you are experimenting is customer satisfaction, loyalty of customers.
Yeah.
I suppose that a happy customer come back.
It's not only the cost of a parcel you lose, it's the cost. You spend a lot of money in marketing to catch customers, and you do not want to lose them. And depending to the business, if you integrate the number of customers, the cost of marketing can be 100, 200, 500 euro per customer. You do not want to lose them. So the cost of the device needs to be integrated. Yet, you can't accept in e-business 20 euro. So it must to be below than 2 or 3 euro per solution global, not only hardware.
That's fantastic.
But it will arrive.
I love this kind of feedback. It's not only, I mean, you've got this intangible loyalty of customer and stickiness of customer that helps you to reduce the cost of advertisement, marketing, push, and really to have real user experience at the end of the day. And for Michelin, have you seen or discovered, I mean, beside the fact that the shipment were not going through the normal routes should be, what type of action Michelin is able to take with regards to their 10 different transporters? Are they able to take actions, or how did it work?
So first, yes, in Michelin, at first it was a supply chain issue. But when you have the visibility on your flow, you see all the benefits it can give. And giving visibility to your customer is an additional service that you can give to them. So at first it was a supply chain issue, but at the end it was also a customer issue to get this visibility on the container flows. And other benefits you can have when you get the visibility on your container flows is to take proactive action. I mean, if your container is late, you see that it is late, you know where it is, and you can take action. For instance, I will change the transport mode from train to truck if I see that train is slower than truck. You can take all this action. You can also know, at the time being, your container are prioritized by FIFO. That means first in, first out. Now that you know where your container are, you know what your container contains in terms of goods, so you can bypass this FIFO and prioritize a container from another. And that's what you couldn't do before that.
So if I'm summarizing, is starting with a basic track and trace application to see if you can optimize the supply chain. You end up with a solution, not only a tracker, but you end up with a solution that brings different spot of values. Yes, efficiency, visibility for the final customer across the different transporters they are using. You have customer loyalty and customer stickiness, reduction of costs on stocks and stock management, reduction of spendings and expenses into advertisement and marketing, right?
Not really reduction, but not to lose the amount of money invested.
And it's a complementary then. What other type of discovery you have made? It's all right. Well, 6 is already good. But have you seen something specific that you want to go after, that you've got a track? Perhaps there is another spot where you can enhance the benefits of
it was
connecting things?
the capacity to put figures on some facts we expected. How the acceleration the parcel is going to take during the transportation, quite high, so it should be reduced. So this is something to deal with carriers to find a way to work on this point. Also, as we have a light sensors, we can see if the parcel is open in a wrong place. Some of the parcels are open in Clermont-Ferrand, and they should be delivered in Marseille. So there is a safety issue. They take just one component and close the box. So there is an issue like that we can see and monitor very precisely.
Interesting. So anticipation, as we were saying before with the first panel, so you are sharing the same story. Visibility, the right solution for the right problems, and it's not only the value of tracking something and having data, but all those data giving you the possibility for you and your customer, while exploiting them, being able to anticipate, to predict or to prevent what's going to happen, and then delivering a better user experience. Could we summarize what IoT technologies and other technology brings to a supply chain like that? Anticipation, visibility, and customer satisfaction, could we?
Transversality also.
Sorry?
Transversality.
And strong versatility.
In fact,
Like
we could speak about in the future new standard in logistics for the last kilometer.
Sorry?
New standard. We should now challenge new standard in what should be the standard of delivery for small parcels, including the last kilometer.
Good. I love that as a conclusion. Let's make Sigfox a de facto standard for that then. Thanks a lot for your time. We're gonna free you for the lunch. Thanks a lot. And again, we are here on the booth. If you have any question, you want to share your experience, do not hesitate. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.